Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Cone, and what is happening to the Boston Celtics? Why are they down 2-0, 0-2, I guess, to the New York Knicks? And the Knicks aren't a bad team, but this is a series where the Celtics were heavily favored. They were like minus 1,000 to win this one. My series preview for this matchup, the title was like, do the Knicks have any chance of beating the Boston Celtics? And a lot of the comments were no. Like the first 10 comments y'all responded with were just saying no. Just straight up the word no. Nobody was expecting the Knicks to have that much of a chance to compete. And I picked Knicks, or Celtics rather, in 6 because I thought the Knicks could take a couple of games. It's hard to beat a team just over and over and over again like the Celtics did in the regular season, especially a team as talented as New York. So I expect them to win 2 games, but I did not expect them to win the first 2 games of the series in Boston, overcoming 20-point deficits both times. And this has been a super weird second round. It took until the Thunder won tonight, which, by the way, shout out to my guys, I'll talk about them later, for a home team to actually win this round. Like, the Cavs are also down 0-2. The Golden State Warriors won on the road in Minnesota with Steph Curry hardly playing in the game. It is a weird second round, but the Celtics being down 0-2 and blowing leads like this, looking so lost, is the most shocking thing I've seen in a long time, because this team ran through the NBA playoffs last year. And yeah, squads were injured, but they did so without Kristaps Porzingis, with Jayson Tatum playing poorly. They were just a step above everybody else. It wasn't even close. And now it looks like they just don't know how to play basketball at times. Specifically that fourth quarter, 5 of 24 shooting. They scored like 6 points in the last 9 minutes, or 9 points in the last 6 minutes. It's one of those two numbers. Just 17 in the entire fourth quarter. They were up by 20. They were up by 15 in the fourth quarter itself. They had a couple of moments like Jayson Tatum, led them to a lead late in this one, but Jalen Brunson goes ahead and gives them back to lead the Knicks. And then in the end, just they bring the ball down the court and they don't call timeout. Jayson Tatum loses his handle, tries to put up a shot or pass it out. Honestly, I couldn't even tell in the moment. And Mikal Bridges knocks it away. The Knicks win. They go up 2-0. I don't know why Joe Mazzulla's not calling a timeout in that moment. I don't know why Joe Mazzulla is playing hack on Mitchell Robinson when they're like 3 fouls away from the bonus. They put the Knicks in the bonus. Tom Thibodeau sat there and wasn't subbing Mitchell Robinson out to just let the Celtics get them into the bonus. And then the second they got there, the one right before he would have had to go to the free throw line, they subbed in Anunoby and the fouling stopped. It's like you just put them in the bonus for no reason. And this goes to the 3-point shooting. The Celtics' philosophy has always been to put up threes. They put up threes with the best of them. They're one of those prolific 3-point shooting teams in terms of percentage and volume that we've seen in the history of the sport. That's what they do because they have so many great shooters. But there are times when the offense 3-point shooting dries up, and it looks like when you're playing, pick up basketball with your friends and everybody's exhausted, so guys are just chucking shots from the 3-point line because nobody has the energy to go ahead and attack the paint down low. That's what it looked like specifically in the fourth quarter. It's what it looked like last game when Jayson Tatum was chucking up sidestep 3 after sidestep 3 over and over and over again. And in this fourth quarter, they go 2 of 11 from 3, 5 of 24 overall. They couldn't score down the stretch at all. And the Knicks defense deserves credit. They're playing a way higher level of defense than they've played all season, specifically in the regular season matchup against the Celtics, because they got fried by Boston relentlessly in the regular season. And I didn't know how the Knicks were going to step it up, but they have. They've done really good. They're making it so that the Celtics, who generate good 3-point looks at one of the highest rates I've ever seen, they're not getting the typical looks that they do. The Knicks are rotating really well. They're getting out to those shooters. They're making these shots contested, lightly contested. They're at least showing a closeout on these guys. And the Celtics, whether it's open, whether it's not, they are just bricking. They cannot buy a 3 for anything. In this game as a whole, they go 10 of 40. And I think now they're 25 of 100. 25 out of 100 threes as an NBA team, as maybe the most prolific 3-point shooting team ever through the first 2 games. And if you're a Celtics fan, one thing I guess you could, take a little bit of solace in is at some point the shooting has to turn around, right? I would imagine so, but it doesn't help the fact that you've choked now 2 games away. So if you have, at least 1 or 2 more of these cold shooting games, now you don't have a chance. Like both these games, they had a shot to win despite shooting this poorly, and they did it. The Knicks were the better team. Jalen Brunson came up super clutch. Mikal Bridges did. Karl-Anthony Towns, Anunoby, Josh Hart, Deuce McBride. Guys are making plays left and right for the Knicks. And for the Celtics, Jayson Tatum's been terrible. This is one of the worst 2-game stretches of his entire career. Tonight, 13 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 5 of 19 shooting, 1 of 5 from 3. He was not a factor at all on the offensive end. The handle looks loose. He's not being aggressive. He's not bodying up on guys and just making it hell for anybody trying to stay in front of him. He's not going up and, being strong in the paint like we've seen Jayson Tatum do so many times. He and the Celtics are settling for a lot of these outside shots. Jaylen Brown, 8 of 23 in this game. These two have been disrupted. 6 turnovers from him. Al Horford, 2 of 11. Really bad game from him. 3 of 11 shooting from Derek White. Kristaps Porzingis played actually decent, but only played 13 minutes because he continues to be unable to stay on the court and just in general has been pretty bad throughout this playoff run. He was really bad game 1. They need so much more from everybody. It's not just like Jayson Tatum's playing poorly or Jaylen Brown's playing poorly. Tatum's getting the most slack for it, and because he's the best player on this team, he's considered by many to be a top 5 player. It's understandable, but it's everybody struggling. Joe Mazzulla's not coaching well. They look flustered. They look like the team that has no experience, not the team that won the championship last year in convincing fashion. Well, the Knicks look like they've completely flipped the script. I was playing pickup basketball today. I live in New York City, by the way, if you didn't know. And there are a lot of people saying, I'm a Knicks fan and I'm just happy we got 1 game. Now they've got 2. The Knicks fans I was talking to had no expectations for tonight. They're like, it would be awesome if we could go up 2-0, but the fact that we just got 1 Boston, I feel good. It gives me a little bit of comfort. They're up 2-0, go back to Madison Square Garden, where that fan base is going to be ravenous to go up 3-0 on the Boston Celtics. And if the Celtics shooting comes around, I still think the Celtics have a chance to win this series. If the shooting comes around, if Jayson Tatum stops being terrible, same thing with Jaylen Brown, they can win this series. Absolutely, they still can. A lot of people pick Celtics in 5. I pick Celtics in 6. So they were going to have to lose 2 games at some point. But to do it in the first 2 in such devastating fashion the way that you did, it's a massive blow to you as a team. Because, yeah, they've got championship pedigree, but they're not immune to being do we suck? There have to be a million things running through their minds, through Joe Mazzulla's mind. It is a team that has shown an ability at times to crumble a little bit, and it feels like we're seeing a lot more of the Celtics pre-last year championship run right now in terms of their fall apartedness. Is that a term? I'm going to use it here, as opposed to the team last year that was just so poised in the biggest moments. It's crazy. It is crazy. The Knicks are up 2-0 on the Boston Celtics. This is really the playoffs from the Twilight Zone, and a lot of credit has to go. Jalen Brunson, he was 6 of 19 from the floor. So you also got a terrible Jalen Brunson game. And when Jalen Brunson started playing that poorly, I'm like, okay, the Celtics are going to win because the Knicks can't win with Jalen Brunson playing this bad. But Mikal Bridges, all the conversation about all the picks they gave up to get him, and he makes the big defensive play tonight. 14 points, 6 of 10 shooting in the fourth quarter, played all 12 minutes in that fourth. Josh Hart went out there and in the fourth quarter had 2 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks as well. The team was just relentless. You got 9 of 15 shooting from Josh Hart, 3 threes for 23 points. Karl-Anthony Towns, 21-17. He's more involved. That's what they need. Mitchell Robinson, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 3 steals, a plus 19 in this game. Mitchell Robinson was a difference maker. Joe Mazzulla said that he was fine with fouling Mitchell Robinson, putting them in the bonus, which I still don't agree with, because they had to get him off the court because he was, just absolutely wrecking house. He's a difference maker. And maybe I overlooked that a little bit, the fact that he didn't play in those first 3 matchups against the Celtics when I made my series prediction, but I don't think anybody saw this coming. I think you could have asked a Knicks fan and they would have said that I think the Knicks could win, but they would have said 7 or 6. And maybe that's still the way it goes. But the fact that the Knicks have a chance to go up 3-0, I keep saying it. It just doesn't feel like it's real at all. What is happening in these playoffs? I've been one of the biggest Boston Celtics truthers. I was last season. I kept saying nobody's beating this team in the Eastern Conference. And that's what happened. And in the NBA Finals, nobody beat them either. I thought the only team that really had a chance was maybe OKC, but we were really young. Or Denver. Denver was the team that I was really they could go ahead and get the win. This year, the same thing. I was all season. The Cavs have also been, making that case. I kept saying it was going to be the Celtics or the Cavs, that nobody else could come out East. And now they're both down 0-2. We've gone from, this is the foregone conclusion Eastern Conference Finals matchup to are either one of them going to escape the second round? I saw a stat, and I'll put it up here on the screen. There was a stat that said that in the 16-team playoff era, which goes back to the 80s, I believe, there's never been a 60-win team that started off the second round down 0-2. We've got 2. Boston and Cleveland. I really don't know what to say. Credit to the Knicks. It's not just the Celtics choking, but a lot of it is also the Celtics choking in a historic way. If they go quickly here, I can only imagine what people are going to say, try to be revisionist about their championship last year. Like, I'm not going to do any of that. But like, they are not making a case for themselves right now. I don't really know. And the Celtics team was always going to have work to do this offseason to make the team cheaper, to go ahead and shuffle the talent. But especially if you lose here in the second round to the Knicks, I think KP is gone. I feel like maybe Drew is gone. Do you consider trading a Jaylen Brown perhaps? I don't really know if a better option's out there. Do you go after Giannis, see if you can make something happen? If they lose in the second round, suddenly it goes from, oh, we could shake things up a little bit, to I would not be shocked that there's major shifts to the Boston Celtics. And I never would have said that coming into this playoff run, but here we are. The Knicks are up 2. A lot of credit to them. Clearly, I was wrong and underestimated them, even though, again, I gave them more credit than most people did. This is just crazy. Let's talk about my Oklahoma City Thunder. They went ahead and just annihilated the Denver Nuggets. I said in the last video that the Thunder were going to come back and make a statement that I still had them winning the series, and this is why 149-106 scored, I think, 87 points it was in the first half. No one's ever done that in NBA playoff history, and they finished with 149, 10 points, I believe, off of the highest scoring playoff game ever. Shai ends up with a plus 51 on the night, the highest plus minus in a playoff game ever. Just so many records, which the Thunder have done all season, and Shai finishes with 34, 4, and 8. Only 2 turnovers. He's only got 3 through the first 2 games of the series. 11 of 13 shooting, like a 95 true shooting percentage. One of only, I think, 8 players to ever do that. One of the most masterful games I've seen of Shai's career. Just completely picked apart this Nuggets defense, and honestly, that's even a little bit selling him short. The way that he completely controlled everything that Denver did on the defensive end, dictated offensively for both himself as well as others, and others showed up too, like Jalen Williams, 17 points, 7 dimes, a couple of blocks in this one, 6 of 11 shooting. He was a lot better. Big bounce back from Chet Holmgren, 15 and 11, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. The rebounding, way better for OKC in this game. The effort was there. The defense was stifling. It was suffocating the way that it needs to be. The scoring, the offense obviously was there. Isaiah Joe, 5 of 5 from the field, 3 of 4 from Kaysen Wallace, 4 of 8 from Aaron Wiggins. Alex Caruso only had to play 10 minutes after being like the game-breaking player last game. This is a huge win. It's a big confidence boost as a Thunder fan. I mean, I was confident. I still had us winning in 6, which, like I said with the Knicks thing, I mean, if I have the Thunder winning in 6, they've got to lose 2 at some point. I just feel like some people doomed it a little bit too much because it was in such heartbreaking fashion and it was game 1 out of all games. But I feel really good about the Thunder. Again, they made a statement. They showed that they can rip this Denver defense apart. That's what I was expecting coming into the series. I don't expect 140 points every night, but I do expect them to continue to put up a huge offensive numbers. I think that's the way that the series was always going to go. Continue to slow down Nikola Jokic. They did a fantastic job setting pressure and forcing the Nuggets to take more threes than they're comfortable with. Like, they shot well, 15 of 37 for 40%, but this is a team that doesn't want to do that. They led the league in points in the paint. They want to get out in transition. The Thunder limited both those things exceptionally well. 6 of 16 for Jokic, 17 points, 6 turnovers, and ended up fouling out of this game. 19 from Russell Westbrook, who continues to be really good for them. 14 from Jamal Murray, but he really couldn't get a lot going. Michael Porter Jr. clearly not himself. 8 points, 2 of 10. I just think that injury is going to make him almost unplayable at moments in this series. Yeah, just an incredible showing from this Thunder team. Responded in every possible way. I couldn't be happier as a Thunder fan. Like, it's definitely not over. I'm not saying that this is the nail in the coffin for the Nuggets. Obviously not. But I feel very good continuing ahead that the Thunder are going to go ahead and win this one, go to the Western Conference Finals, and hopefully win the NBA Finals like my prediction was going into the playoffs and before the season. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the playoff games right now. Let me know down below in the comments what you thought about the Thunder's win, but more specifically, let me know what you think about the Celtics being down 0-2 to the New York Knicks. I actually cannot believe the fact that we are in this position. Do you think the Celtics are going to still win the series? Do you think the Knicks are, heading to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time, and I don't even remember when? Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Why is this happening? Are we in a simulation? I don't really know. But leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. I appreciate you all watching. I'll see y'all later. Real one, say it back.